The modern seafood industry is no longer just about heading out to sea and casting nets. Behind every vessel is a system of precise calculation, where technology, experience, and time pressure all work together. From the cold waters of Hokkaido to the vast fishing grounds of China, fishermen continuously harvest high-value species like scallops, salmon, flounder, and sea cucumbers. But as output increases, the pressure on the ocean becomes more visible. In Hokkaido, scallops are a core industry. The main method uses bottom dredges with metal frames fitted with teeth, dragged slowly across the seabed to gather scallops. The captain doesn't need to see below, he can feel the weight through the engine and know exactly when the net is full. After a few hours, thousands are brought up and immediately sorted. Everything has to move fast to maintain quality and export value. Also in Hokkaido, salmon were once abundant but have now declined noticeably. The primary method uses fixed nets that guide fish into a final holding pocket. At the right moment, the nets are lifted, bringing the fish close to the vessel before they are hauled on board. On a good day, thousands can be collected and transferred into circulating seawater tanks. But it's not always consistent. Some days yield only a few fish, forcing crews to decide whether to move or wait. Unlike salmon, sea snails are harvested in a more sustainable way. Fishermen place traps on the seafloor and return after several hours or even a full day. When the traps are lifted, only individuals that meet size standards are kept, while smaller ones are immediately released back into the ocean. This cycle repeats continuously, setting traps, collecting, rebaiting, and organizing lines, forming a non-stop workflow. Because of this, sea snail populations can remain stable for years without being depleted. Flounder, however, presents a completely different challenge. These fish live close to the seabed and have near-perfect camouflage. To catch them, fishermen use drift nets and often work through the night. When the nets are pulled in, the fish are tightly entangled in thick, dark mesh, making removal the most difficult part. An inexperienced worker might take several minutes per fish, and when multiplied by hundreds in a single night, it becomes a true test of endurance. Leaving Japan, mackerel fishing in China takes place on a much larger scale. Massive nets are deployed to surround entire schools of fish in motion. Once the signal is given, the entire crew works together to haul the nets up, quickly covering the deck with fish. They are then transferred to cold storage to preserve freshness before being sent to processing plants. Every step must be precise, because even slight delays can reduce quality immediately. Crabs are one of the most commonly harvested species using traps. Metal or wire cages are lowered to the seafloor with bait inside. Their one-way design allows crabs to enter easily but makes escape difficult. After several hours, when the traps are lifted, they are often filled with large crabs. However, this method can be controversial, as it sometimes captures protected species, forcing some regions to restrict or modify their practices. For anchovies, the most critical fishing time is at night. Bright lights are directed onto the water, attracting schools of anchovies and concentrating them near the vessel. At that point, fishermen create noise to startle the fish, driving them straight into preset nets. Once the numbers are sufficient, the crew hauls everything in. In just one night, these small fish can turn into tons of seafood in the hold. Unlike all the other methods, harvesting sea cucumbers involves almost no machinery. Fishermen must dive directly to the seabed, searching for individual specimens scattered among sand and rocks. Each one is collected by hand, requiring patience and physical endurance. This work continues even on cold or rainy nights, because for many, it's not just a livelihood, it's a tradition passed down through generations. Looking at the bigger picture, from tiny anchovies to high-value sea cucumbers, all are being harvested at increasing intensity. Technology allows for greater yields in less time, but it also exposes the limits of the ocean. As production rises, natural resources show signs of decline, forcing the industry to balance short-term gains with long-term sustainability. If you found this content useful, feel free to share your thoughts and follow along for more stories about the world of fishing.
Look at that!
Yes, it's true. Every year, the world harvests and farms hundreds of millions of tons of seafood. Most of it consumed directly as food, sustaining billions of people and providing livelihoods for tens of millions of workers.
That's 30,000 tons!
Beyond being a vital source of nutrition, the fishing industry is a core pillar of the blue economy and global culinary culture. And today, we're setting out on a journey to explore some of the most remarkable fishing moments, where humans come face to face with the raw power of the ocean. Our first stop is Indonesia, where fishermen still practice the traditional method of catching yellowfin tuna. Small anchovies are scattered across the water's surface, creating a feast that draws entire schools of tuna closer. Once the density peaks, each fisherman quickly takes position, casting lines and pulling in rapid succession. The rhythm is relentless, precise, with barely a pause. In a short span of time, an entire school can be hauled onto the deck, a coordinated performance that demands both endurance and experience. In stark contrast to this hands-on approach is the modern purse seine method used by large-capacity vessels. With advanced positioning systems and sonar, schools of fish are located with remarkable accuracy. A massive net quickly encircles them, sometimes with helicopters assisting from above. As the net tightens, the entire school is concentrated at the center, then lifted using a giant mesh bag. Tons of fish are transferred via conveyor systems into ultra-low temperature storage holds, preserving their quality before reaching port. Moving on from tuna, the journey continues with sardines, small fish with enormous yields. In Europe and Japan, two vessels often work in tandem, pulling nets to surround entire schools when they rise near the surface. Once the net is secured, a large mesh bag is lowered to gather the catch on board. The fish are immediately preserved in ice before being transported to processing plants, where they are cleaned, cut, canned, and sterilized. A streamlined process that ensures freshness and food safety. In Alaska, salmon fishing presents a completely different scene.
Oh, it's a bigger set if we put the...
Large nets gradually close in around the schools, and silvery fish cascade continuously onto the deck.
It's no left.
Some modern vessels use pump systems to minimize impact and preserve quality. Beyond the meat, salmon roe is also a highly valuable product, carefully processed through multiple stages to maintain its purity before reaching the market. But not every trip is smooth sailing. When it comes to shark fishing, the tension rises to another level. With an incredibly sharp sense of smell, sharks are quickly drawn to live bait. The moment one takes the hook, a fierce struggle begins. Anglers must summon all their strength to hold steady against a creature weighing hundreds of kilograms. This is not just a physical test, but a battle of wits with one of the ocean's most formidable predators. Equally intense is the pursuit of swordfish. With their long bills and astonishing speed, each hookup turns into a battle that can last for hours. Once brought close to the boat, fishermen must coordinate using harpoons and hooks to subdue the fish. A single mistake can cost everything. It is precisely this danger that makes each successful catch all the more valuable.
Look at that! Boom.
Meanwhile, grouper fishing becomes a true test of endurance. The moment they are hooked, these fish dive straight to the bottom, clinging stubbornly and resisting with all their strength.
It don't get no better than this. That's a big one.
Anglers must maintain steady pressure over extended periods. It's a confrontation between raw natural power and human persistence, a challenge that holds both economic value and a spirit of conquest. Returning to bluefin tuna, the true legend of the ocean, fishing methods become even more refined.
have
Beyond
encouraged
per se
aquaculture
nets,
ponds to remain
long-line
profitable in
fishing
the
is
Tuna.
often
About
preferred
half
to
of what
ensure
they
the
lifted a
highest meat
decade ago,
quality.
only be depending on our traditional way of fishing.
These massive fish can keep the line under tension for hours, turning every catch into a real contest of strength. In return, their economic value is immense, enough to turn a single trip into a highly profitable venture. It's not just fish. Crustaceans like king crab and snow crab also bring their own demanding journeys. In the icy waters of Alaska, heavy traps are lowered to the seafloor and hauled back up using hydraulic winches. Each crab is carefully sorted to comply with conservation regulations. Meanwhile, some regions still rely on nets, accepting the need to handle additional bycatch as the trade-off for efficiency. From the depths of the ocean to the dining table, every type of seafood carries its own story of technique, perseverance, and the risks fishermen must face. And it is these journeys that paint a vivid picture of the global fishing industry. Which method impressed you the most? Share your thoughts, and don't forget to follow along for more incredible journeys ahead.